He made the most iconic catch in NFL history, and for a moment, it felt like nothing could stop him. Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't just good, he was electric, a game breaker, a cultural force. In just 3 seasons, he torched defenses, shattered records, and became must see TV. But in football, greatness doesn't always guarantee longevity, and talent can only carry you so far when your body starts to betray you. This is the meteoric rise, the painful fall, and the what could have been legacy of one of the most explosive players the league has ever seen. Odell's story begins in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on November 5th, 1992. It's safe to say that he hit the genetic lottery when it comes to athletics, as both his parents were standout athletes at nearby LSU. It came as little surprise when Odell was a three-sport athlete at Isidore Newman School in New Orleans. But it was the gridiron where he truly excelled. On the same field where Peyton and Eli Manning had plied their trade in high school, Odell Beckham Jr. made a name for himself. He became only the second player in school history to have 1,000 receiving yards in a single season, making him a 4-star recruit. Sticking to family tradition, he committed to LSU. When he arrived on campus, Odell beat fellow freshman Jarvis Landry to the wide receiver 2 slot, logging 475 receiving yards and 2 scores in that 2011 season, earning him freshman All-SEC honors. As a sophomore, he was thrust even further into the limelight as he led the Tigers with 713 receiving yards, although Landry usurped him as the wide receiver 1 in terms of target share. The pair were developing into a remarkable tandem in their second year of college football, going back and forth with highlight reel catches. Odell was also emerging as a weapon in the return game, bringing back 2 punts for scores. This culminated in a legendary junior effort, which earned Odell the Paul Hornung Award as the most versatile player in college football. A staggering 1,152 receiving yards for 8 touchdowns, both comfortably career bests, paired nicely with Landry's exploits as one of the best wide receiver duos in the history of the college game. Odell's consistent production in a brutal SEC to go alongside elite hands, route running, and body control meant NFL franchises were already looking in the junior's direction, which meant that declaring for the draft was a no-brainer. But OBJ also possessed a gift for generating special plays, the type of swagger that fills stadiums, a trait that is ultimately unquantifiable. No single moment exemplified this more than his game against UAB, where he logged 3 touchdowns on 136 receiving yards. The defining moment in this game was Odell returning a missed field goal from his own end zone. On a 109-yard score, he demonstrated a change of direction and second gear further down the field that put him head and shoulders above the competition. Don't get me wrong, his measurables checked out as well, as a valiant showing at the combine strengthened his stock and saw him drafted 12th overall by the New York Giants in 2014. With a declining Eli Manning under center, the organization was desperate for the new face of their franchise. Given Beckham's profile as a big play machine, it seemed like a perfect marriage. Giants fans would have to wait though, as a hamstring injury kept him out of the first 4 games of the regular season. But when number 13 finally made it on the field, he made his presence felt. A spectacular jump ball catch while being fouled on his debut was built on with a 2-score performance against Dallas 2 weeks later. He broke the 100-yard mark in a spectacular fashion against the Colts with 156 the following week, then 108 in Seattle, before logging 93 against the Niners in 3 consecutive losses with no touchdowns to speak of. Odell's individual performances were strong, but the team was abysmal. They hosted Dallas for Sunday Night Football, hoping to break the losing streak. The rookie started hot and was on the hunt for his second touchdown of the first half. On 1st and 10 near midfield, Manning launched the ball down the sideline, while Beckham once again fought through contact to make the most spectacular catch in NFL history. A moment immortalized as the catch, instantaneously rendering Odell's name synonymous with a one-handed grab. The 21-year-old phenom had arrived, finishing the year as the runaway Offensive Rookie of the Year, thanks to his countless broken records and league best 108.8 yards per game, 12 touchdowns on over 1,300 yards in just 11 starts is quite frankly an absurd output, rightfully earning Odell his first Pro Bowl nod and catapulting him to superstar status. There was a lot to live up for Odell heading into year 2, but he somehow found a way to improve as a part of an uninspiring Giants outfit, becoming the fastest player to reach 200 career receptions and 3,000 yards. His celebrations that were once considered showboating were now iconic, and his feud with Panthers DB Josh Norman became the stuff of legend, as Odell delivered on all of his hype coming into the league and then some. Year 3 saw more of the same, with the 3rd consecutive year of 1,300 plus receiving yards, 10 touchdowns, and a Pro Bowl. He was named to back-to-back second-team All-Pros and finally got his first taste of playoff action. But just as his upward trajectory appeared unstoppable, a nagging ankle injury complicated his 2017 season, eventually requiring surgery, which limited OBJ to just 4 games. While he looked closer to his older self after signing a huge extension in 2018 with 1,052 yards and 6 touchdowns, he missed the last 4 games of the season due to a quad injury, following a roller coaster of emotions on the sideline. To the dismay of Giants fans, Odell was traded to the Browns in the 2019 offseason, reunited with Jarvis Landry in Cleveland. He broke the 1,000-yard mark again and showed glimpses of what he was capable of with a young Baker Mayfield under center in 2019. The prospect of what this offense could grow into had Browns fans excited, especially after a 3-score performance against an old foe in Dallas early in the 2020 season. However, those hopes were dashed within less than a month as Odell tore his ACL when trying to stop an interception return on a play that showed his grit more than anything. Beckham's season ended just 7 weeks in. After he had physically recovered from the tear, his relationship with the Browns organization became unsalvageable, thanks to a social media row that started with his father's criticism of the team and starting quarterback Baker Mayfield. This led to Odell's release by week 9 of 2021. He was scooped up by the LA Rams, where the 30-year-old quickly became a pivotal part of Sean McVay's offense. OBJ helped secure the NFC West title, but truly came to life in the playoffs with a season-high 113 receiving yards against the Niners in the NFC Championship game. Finally playing on the biggest stage in football, Odell did what he does best, collecting a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch to open the scoring in Super Bowl 56. He looked on track to have a monster game, but went down with an apparent knee injury in the second quarter, which was later revealed to be a re-tear of his ACL. Odell ended the night as a Super Bowl champion, finally enjoying the level of team success that many had foreseen for him 7 years prior. But the injury cast serious doubt over his future. He sat out 2022 before signing with the Ravens in 2023, while he was the team's second leading receiver and showed flashes of his old self. He clearly was not the same player he had once been and was allowed to walk in the 2024 offseason. A brief stint with the Dolphins in 2024 yielded just 9 receptions, a quiet end to what should have been a Hall of Fame career. While he may not dominate many statistical categories, Odell Beckham Jr. had an outsized impact on football culture, redefining what it means to be a superstar wide receiver for a new generation of fans. His start to life in the NFL had him on track to break countless career records as a dynamic playmaker with explosive athleticism, whose infectious passion for playing the game inspired generations. Although inconsistency and injuries may overshadow his prolific talent for some, there is no denying Odell Beckham Jr.'s role as a game changer on and off the field. He didn't finish on top, but for a while, he was the top. Odell Beckham Jr. changed the game, not just with his hands, but with his style, his swagger, and his fearless showmanship. He made kids believe that highlight reel football wasn't just for video games. Injuries stole what could have been a Hall of Fame career, but they couldn't erase what he meant to a generation. So let's settle it. If OBJ stayed healthy, how far does he go? Top 10 receiver? First ballot Hall of Famer? Drop your take in the comments. Like if you remember that catch. Subscribe if you think greatness comes in more than just rings.